The newest release at Crealies is full of dies perfect for shaped and textured cards. Hello, I am Karen Hashik of Karen's Creative Cards, and I am sharing this video on my YouTube channel as well as on Crealies. I love to create shaped cards, and this new double card house die is perfect for shaped house cards celebrating a new home. This is the card I created, the first one. I added texture with lots of layers, with a traditional embossing folder, with layers of icicles, and then the brick here I embossed with a die rather than cut it. So if you turn the die up and add a rubber mat, you can emboss instead of cut in most die cutting machines. So in addition to this double card house die, I also used a new house, the little houses, the new fishtail banners, and the brick and the icicles from the newest release. So I am going to add some movement to the next card that I make with this die. So to save a little time, I've done the die cutting in advance. This is the house shaped die that I made, and then I created a stitched layer for the inside. I just love how Crealies adds stitching to their layers. They have an unstitched and a stitched one here, and I use both. I have also cut out another unstitched layer that's going to be on the card front, and then I cut out another stitched layer out of red, and I've cut out the windows, and then I cut out home, at least the shadow for home, and I'm going to create a shaker card. So I also cut out another one, and that's going to be on the back, holding the pieces in. So I'm going to add acetate to the back of this where the openings are, and I have added some tape here to hold the acetate in place. And this is just a piece of acetate that's going to go on the back. Looks like a little bit was sticking out, so I'm going to trim that. Now I'm going to create a well to put my shaker bits in, and I like to use very skinny foam tape, foam strips to do that. So I'm going to put it, I think I can go about there on the bottom. And of course, when you're creating a well for a shaker, you don't want there to be any openings in for the shaker bits to sneak out. I think I can just bend that around there. And now I also want to add some, so the height of this piece is the same all around. Do you think I can just bend it there? I think I can. I like it how when the foam strips can just be bent rather than cut. Now let's put one right there, and let's see the height seems to be the same all around. Now I'm going to use a little bit of powder because acetate and these strips sometimes can have static. And then I'm going to add some shaker bits. Now I have some clear hearts from Cat Scrappiness. This is kind of hard. Home is where the heart is. Although I'm also going to add some color, but I'm going to start with these. I don't think I want the real big ones though. I didn't realize they were that big. Let's see if I can put some in my hand and just pick out the smaller ones. I think those big ones would really stick. They wouldn't move. The small ones would move, I would think. I just wanted a few hearts, and then I'm going to get the color in here too. So then I had some red gems from Scrappy Tales, and I thought those would be pretty in there. Kind of has red and golds in there, which I thought was pretty. So now I'm going to remove the cover of the foam. Which sometimes can be the hardest thing to do. Oh boy, let's try not to do that. Get some stuck on here on the side. So I have a smaller heart here that I cut out that I'm going to put on the back. I'm also going to layer this on a white, but it's really difficult to line up a layer and get even on all sides. So I'm just going to start with a smaller one to close this. So we have Home, Sweet Home, with some hearts and some red gems in there. Then I'm going to layer that on here. And I'm going to use a combination of glue and adhesive strips. The adhesive strips grab really quickly, but the glue will give us a little bit of wiggle room as far as being able to get it lined up perfectly. So I like to use a combination of the both. Then you don't have to wait so long for the glue to set, but you so you have the best of both worlds. And then I'm going to repeat that on the back. Again, I have some large adhesive strips, but I'm going to use glue too. Make sure I get it lined up. So there should be a red border on all sides. I have cut out the home also out of red, so the shadow of the home is what lets you see more of that shaker business going on. And then I'm going to add the word home to the inside of that shadow opening. Because it's going onto acetate, I am using some tiny two-sided tape strips rather than glue for this part. H-O-M-E, home. And then there is another die that says Home Sweet Home. And some of our brilliant design team members had taken the home part and added one of the little houses as the O, which I thought was super cute. But I'm going to stick with the heart theme here and do Home Sweet Home. I hope it fits. I think it will. Let's see. So if we have sweet, and then we have H, heart, M-E, yeah. So that should work. So I'm going to add that. Home Sweet. Get them turned around here. Now the complete list of all the dies that I used will be on Crealies blog. So if you have any questions about all the new dies, along with the links where you can find them. Home Sweet Home. So our shaker interactive card is complete. We have a house-shaped card with a place inside to sign, and then the shaker bits move all around for fun interactive. Thanks for watching. I hope you will give some of the ideas and products a try, and then send some handmade joy out into our world.